Welcome to Sartette's Alchemy on Asphalt. Just giving a little time to see if other people will come into the room to receive this breaking news. Stay tuned. This is big news. Yes, yes, yes. Let us waste no more time in waiting. Others can catch up to the replay and whatnot. Peace from Cirquette's Asphalt Alchemy breaking news segment at the Tanya 23 Experience. Tonight we have an article that we are going to give the latest updates. It came out a day ago, and it talks about a self-proclaimed prophet built a spiritual cult online. Now, 6 followers are missing. Yes. This self proclaimed prophet they're speaking about is one that was considered a leader in the conscious community. And he went by the name of Rashad Jamal. And I hadn't really known much about this Rashad Jamal, except for he was sort of like a parrot of the Dr. Sabies and Bobby Hemmett's and Brother Panics and all the information that, you know, in a hodgepodge is pretty much what I got out of his teachings the one time I viewed a video. And then all of a sudden, he was gone and they said he was arrested and I just fell off from there. But now I have this update, so let's get into it. A group of 6 people, including 2 young children, have been missing since August 2023. And police say the adults all have one thing in common. They openly follow a self-proclaimed prophet and rapper with a massive social media following, they say. After they seemingly vanished without a trace from a rental home in St. Louis, Missouri, an investigation by the Berkeley Police Department was launched. But months later, there are still no answers about their whereabouts. These people are gone, and it blows my mind, said Major Steve Runge. Among the missing, Michaela Thompson, 25, of St. Louis, Naaman Williams, 30, of Washington, D.C., and Jerry L. German, 27, of Lakehorn, Mississippi. Ashton Williams, 2 years old, of Lakehorn, and Michaela Wickerson, 36, of St. Louis. And Malaya Wickerson, who is 3, of St. Louis, were all living in the same St. Louis house briefly before they disappeared. They were last seen on August 13th, 2023, at a Quality Inn hotel at 55 Dunn Road in Florissant, Missouri. When police searched the house, they found it was left, the individuals had left as it was and had gone to the store and were expected to return. There was food still in the microwave, laundry was still in the washing machine, and left behind were several valuables including a closet full of shoes worth thousands of dollars. Police also discovered an altar, items wrapped in copper, and other odd findings that led them to believe the adults were fully living this cult, said Major Runge. If you go online, you will see that there is a picture of the people they're talking about. Just Google the missing from Rashad Jamal's cult. The investigation revealed the group had become a part of a spiritual cult and they follow the teachings of Rashad Jamal, a self proclaimed prophet who has tens of thousands of followers across multiple social media platforms, according to the police department in Berkeley. Jamal, who was convicted, Jamal, who has been convicted of various crimes in Georgia, he was sentenced in August to 18 years in prison. It is extremely troubling to the family members of all of the missing people. The level of disconnect these cult members have demonstrated with friends and family members is unfathomable. We have learned that similar cult members travel at great lengths to live off the grid and stay with fellow cult members, and that their economic status to be a factor. Major Runge, who has been investigating the group's whereabouts for nearly 5 months, said their neighbors noticed some abnormal behaviors before they vanished. Neighbors reported seeing these people outside daily worshiping the sun, he said. When it was raining, they would come outside naked and run around the yard. They were digging up things in the yard. Major Run said the missing adults went by aliases that paid tribute to certain gods and goddesses, which has been reported as a common theme among many of Jamal's followers. Ms. Thompson called herself Antu Anum Amat. Mr. Williams called himself Anubis Armin, and Miss Wickerson called herself Entuuma Aquama Until, according to police. Major Runge said Jamal's followers believe in polygamy and are anti-government and encourage followers to go off the grid, and that there is a total disconnection from family and friends. What's most concerning, he told The Independent, is that the missing individuals had a vast social media presence before they disappeared. They made their money off readings and selling things. But as of August 13th, they've gone silent because they've gone missing. Rashad Jamal White created the University of Cosmic Intelligence, an online religious group with thousands of followers. According to its website, the University of Cosmic Intelligence is geared toward enlightening and illuminating the minds of carbonated beings, aka your so-called Black and Latino people of Earth. They stated, I am a god. The Black and Latino people are gods. And we were made in the image of our Creator, Jamal said in a video posted in May 2022. Therefore, I am an extension of him and them, and I am a creator and destroyer of my reality. So I take full responsibility for all the events that I have experienced through this lifetime, for this is what we call shadow work in the spiritual realm. Jamal had a massive following on social media with nearly 200,000 followers on TikTok, more than 10,000 followers on X, and 90,000 followers on Instagram. In his videos, he makes wild claims that birds are actually drones operated by the US government to spy on citizens, and that the Mississippi River is really the Nile River, and that the Arizona is a gateway to Africa. In August, Jamal was found guilty of child molestation and sentenced to 18 years in prison, according to court documents. Later that same month, he filed a motion for a new trial, citing the state's failure to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. The only law that he had broken was speaking out against oppression, said Jamal in a YouTube video last week. The one thing I am guilty of is freeing the minds of my people and speaking out against this system, and I'll never back down from that. But the mother of the missing woman living in her worst nightmare says Michaela Wickerson, 25, and their 3-year-old daughter were two who were missing from the international airport, police said. Be- They were missing before the group vanished. The mother, Cartisha Morgan, said she is living her worst nightmare. She said she began to worry when she had not heard from Miss Wickerson or her 3-year-old granddaughter since March, when the woman cut off all communication with her family, quit her corporate job, and maxed out her credit cards. Miss Morgan said her daughter had been manipulated by an online cult led by Jamal. Mental illness is real, manipulation is real, she said. There are a lot of things going on out here, and we just need to be aware of it. If you see something that's off, please take the measures to get them help as quickly as possible. She would never have imagined that they'd ever had known where my daughter and granddaughter are right now, Miss Morgan added. The cult followers are accused of murder. In 2022, several of Jamal's followers were accused of committing two separate murders in Alabama. Damian Winslow Washam, alleged, used a sword to kill his own mother and injure his disabled uncle and brother, according to the Daily Mail. He was later cleared of the charges due to reason of insanity. Crystal Diane Pinkins and Yasmin Hyder were sentenced last month for killing a 22-year-old Florida college student, Adam Sinjay, in August of 2022. Hyder pulled a gun on them after they stopped to help and ordered them to drop their belongings and walk into the woods. Simji also then pulled his gun, and an exchange of gunfire ensued, with both Simji and Hyder being hit. Hyder was sentenced to 35 years in prison, while Pinkins has been sentenced to life. From news to politics, travels to sport, culture, and climate, the Tanya 23 Independent News Network and Experience will keep an update on this report. Thank you for your time, and do your due diligence and go online and look up the missing from Rashad Jamal's cult, and see their faces. That way, if anyone would recognize them, they could let them know they should let others know that they are okay. Or perhaps contact the authorities. This is another News update on the conscious community from the Tanya 23 experience.